Welcome to a new video, and today we're looking at the driving school here in Kenya and everything you need to know before you get signed up. You've been thinking about getting into one, you've been holding it off for years, or now is the time you're beginning to start thinking about it, then this video is definitely for you. So this is everything you need to know step by step, without confusion, without any stress. So let's begin. Begin by understanding who NTSA is, what it entails. NTSA is the National Transport and Safety Authority here in Kenya. This is the big boss of all roads here in Kenya. So what it does, basically, understanding about driving school in Kenya, it approves those driving schools, gives you a learner's permit, and also giving you a test after training that will qualify you for a driver's license at the end. So looking at NTSA, that should tell you every school you're trying to look into should be NTSA approved. And if it's not, you should be running away from it because scams are real. Next up is understanding the kind of documents you do need before signing up for a driving school here in Kenya. And these are just majorly two: your national ID if you're a citizen here in Kenya, or a passport that is verified and valid if you're not. And secondly is a passport size photo of you, one that will be used on your learner's permit document. Will be able to get to understand it more when you're talking about the provisional driver's license. You need to be in good health condition and fit when you're coming for a driver's license class. So this is something you should be knowing from yourself before signing up to that. So that's it. Not any big complications, very simple, no background check, no degree required in this, just as simple as that. Next up is getting you to a good driving school, and here are a few things you need to consider when choosing a driving school of your choice. So remember when you talked about the NTSA, so that should be your number one thing on the list. Is that driving school NTSA approved? If it is not, then that should be a big red flag for you. Look for one that is NTSA approved. They always provide list, ask for that even when you're going to inquire about even their fees and all they're all about. Ensure you inquire about their license from the NTSA to carry out the driving training to you as their client. Secondly, look for one that is close nearby. You don't want to be coming out from work and you need to travel far for your driving school classes. You need one that is within reach. Thirdly, you need one that has flexible hours of training. So probably you're out of Form 4 and you'd be wanting to attend maybe the morning classes because you have nothing to do, then look for one that has morning classes, or the afternoon classes. Or you're one that is having an 8 to 5, you're wanting to attend evening classes, look for one that also has the option for evening classes. So one that is flexible with their training hours as their classes. And fourthly, look at the kind of reviews they have. From local people around there to people online, look at what people say about them. And then lastly, look at the condition of the cars that they do offer you in their training. You don't want to be a driver that is having not so good of a car when training, because now that won't be accredited of you and you won't even be confident at it. So let me just run that through with you again. One is one that is NTSA approved, one that is within your reach, one that offers flexible training hours, one that has good reviews, people say good reviews about them, online and also locally, and then lastly, one that has good condition of cars that you're going to be training in. So that is all you need when choosing a driving school of your choice here in Kenya. Next up is understanding that driving license comes with various classes, and here are the classes that you need to be educated on. So we have Class A all the way to Class F. Class A begins small all the way to F, which is big. So Class A is of the motorcycles and the tuk-tuks, the three-wheelers. Class B is where most of us are always going into, the personal cars, the SUVs, the private cars we see, getting driven along here, automatic or manual and all of that. So it has a B1, B2 and B3. Class 3, Class C, D, E is of, heavy vehicles, from the small weight to the medium weight to the heavyweight. And then Class F is for the big trailers we are able to see on the roads. And so that is the class of driving license that comes in these driving schools. So be able to understand each class and what it entails and what it gives you after training and the cost that it comes with, because they are of different levels. So I'll be able to talk about cost at another segment and also be able to make you understand what to always look out for when you're getting your cost told to you. Next up is understanding the PDL. This is your learner's permit, the provisional driver's license. So once you get signed up in a driving school, you're required to have your eCitizen portal opened for you. You're required to go to the NTSA bit and have your PDL applied for you. You cannot start classes without that permit, and this is one requirement that you need to have the school do for you or guide you on doing it when you're enrolling. So provisional driver's license is what will permit you to drive that car under instructions by the instructor provided by the school on those roads. So either you're going on a highway or just the local roads around your area and where the school is, that PDL is very essential, so that when you're having a traffic police stop you and they ask for it, you're in safe hands. So usually what I've seen in Kenya, personally from experience, is the school was able to access my eCitizen and get that PDL applied in the name of the school. And how it works, it matures up to 21 days. Then past that, you're able to book a test. We'll be able to talk about the test later. And then you're able to ride on the roads with it under instruction by your instructor at the driving school. Not just anywhere outside of it, because this is purely for the driving school. So that is how it works. So get that question answered when you're inquiring about a driving school. Let your instructor explain more about it for you, and also understand how it looks like, and the duration it's supposed to be used for, and how to go about it even when you're coming to have your test booked for you. So that is all about PDL. Just know about it and understand that it's your learner's permit only. Now we are all signed up in a driving school. Let us begin our classes, and this is the part of training. So training comes in two parts. We have the theory classes and the practical classes. So practically what happens is, after every theory class a day, we have practical lessons within that same day. So theory classes include you understanding the highway code here in Kenya, you understanding road signs and traffic rules, and also the model town board. I'll be able to have a photo of it for you guys to understand what that model town board is. So every tutor that is assigned to that driving school needs to take you through all of that. There is also a manual for you guys to read from page to page, just to like familiarize yourself with what's happening, what does NTSA need, what includes you being approved as a good driver on the Kenyan roads, and that is all about training. We have the advanced kind of schools that also have online tutorials, online classes, let you go through revision materials as well. So that's like an additional plus for you when you're having your driving school chosen. So that's the bit of the theory. For the practical lessons, you're able to drive this car, apply everything that you're learning on the theory class now to the practical side. Is it driving a manual car? How to start it? How to move within the various gears, the parts that you're able to see on the cockpit, the parts of a car, understanding who a driver is, lane discipline. Are you able to overtake? Are you able to give your signs out so well? So you're able to understand all of that in the training bit. Also comes with basic mechanics, just to understand the mechanical structure of a car. So when it breaks down, what are you looking at? What are you looking at when you say this is an engine and all of that that comes with the mechanical bit of a car? So that's for the practical lesson. So from getting into that car, to driving it, to parking it, to returning it safely, that is inclusive of the practical lesson. So let me just give you a summary of it. So the theory classes, you need to understand the highway code, you need to understand all road signs, not just how they look like, but what they do mean. You need to understand the traffic rules, you need to understand the model town board. It's something that they usually look at very keenly, and you need to understand both of those. Come and apply it now in the practical lessons and drive that car and return it to safety. So that is everything inclusive in the whole training bit. So how long it takes? It takes up to 1 month for you to complete driving school here in Kenya. So 21 days for maturation of that PDL, then you're able to book a test by NTSA for you to get your driver's license officially. So up to 1 month. So now we have looked at the documents, we've been able to sign up to a good driving school, we've had our training, and now comes the time of the test. So this is officially after 21 days of maturation of our provisional driver's license, that was our learner's permit, and this is entirely conducted by the NTSA officials or the examiners. You're not going to see your instructor there, you're going to see NTSA people there. So as much as we had training in theory and in practical, that test is going to include that theory and that practical. So for the theory, what you are looking at as training in the theory, the highway code, the rules of traffic, the road signs, the model town board is what they'll be able to test here in their theory classes, And also for the practical test, they'll also look at you as a driver, your confidence, your lane discipline, are you following rules, are you able to read road signs, are you able to show signals and indicate them, are you able to overtake and park safely and return everyone you're carrying safely? So that is what they look at in a practical lesson. So this test mostly for all driving schools along Thika Road, they always go to the Thika inspection area. This is usually in front of Mount Kenya University Thika campus. So you'll be able to be driven by your school to that point and then meet everyone else doing driving and is there for their test for that day, and you'll be able to come back now on your own. So what happens on test day is, as I have said, you meet as a team or the class you've been having around your area. The school that you've been training with takes you to the inspection area where now you're going to have your test from there, and then you're able to get booked up. So there are usually very many schools, so it's usually a first come, first serve basis. So if your school was the first to arrive, then it will be the first to get tested. If it was the last, then you'll have a very big line for you to have your test done. So once you have that booked for you, there's how you sign. You need also to have your ID. That is what is going to give you a pass there. So you get to sign, and then you enter into fours, like 4 people every time in one room. So you'll have examiners, either 2 of them in different rooms or in the same room, then 2. So they just like go randomly. So it won't be systematic, you know, like how you can have a list of what to ask and everything. It's just like random. So you need to be very spontaneous, very fast in how you get to answer your questions, and be confident. Do not let their shouting bring you down or anything. So get to have revised so well, get to have gotten your practical skills on point, get to have discussed. What I've seen most of us do, even in driving school, is before we leave for that place, we have our instructors take us through maybe most commonly asked questions for both theory and practical, and we get to recite it together. So by the time you're entering that the house, the room of examination, you at least know what they're going to look at, you see. So yeah, that's the test. For the practical, after you've passed the test, then they have cars for you to go drive. So you have an NTSA examiner as well, looking at your driving skills the practical way. They're usually very many people, so you won't go, as it's usually said, a whole kilometer and back, but they'll just look for the simplest of things and know how good you are. So that's the test, entirely conducted by the NTSA, and that is what you need to know about that test. So now you know about the test, all the way from understanding NTSA to the documents you needed, to you choosing a good driving school, to your training and understanding your PDL. Remember, your PDL is the one that will give you the permit to train with this school and also book you an exam for the by the NTSA. And now all the way to the test, having trained both theory and practical. And so now you qualify once you pass to have your driver's license. So you get it for the first 1 month, then now you're able to apply now officially from your eCitizen or the NTSA website. Now the real G, the driver's license itself. So get to understand the cost of the driver's license. The PDL cost is usually in the fee, which reminds me we're supposed to talk about the cost of driving school. So the cost of driving school averagely is usually from 15,000 and above. So what is entailed in this cost is, one, the PDL cost, because it's not for free. On the NTSA website, it is not. So it includes the PDL fee, it includes a fee for the booking of the test, and also you guys getting there. It now includes now the training fee of the various class you have. So that 15,000 I have mentioned is basically for class B. For the class A, I think it's from 5 to 10. Then for class C, it goes up because now every class demands more of the driver. So get to have a breakdown even from the tutor that is receiving you at the driving school, and get value for your money as well. Not forgetting that it should be NTSA approved, and you have tutors that are qualified for that as well. Avoid these cheap ones that just bring in anyone just because, you know, it's business and everything. So you need something legit, accreditable, so always use the NTSA as the cutoff for it. So there is everything you need to know about driving school in Kenya, all the way from NTSA to the test and getting you a valid driver's license. So be sure to like and subscribe and share and comment with questions. I'll be happy to read and respond, and see you on the next video.